Hi everyone. If you have watched my previous workshop in December of 2021 regarding how to be a good leader, we went over the basics of what a good leader looks like and why leadership is important. But today we're going to expound upon that and discuss different leadership styles in regards to determining what your leadership style is and how you can improve as a leader using this style. My name is Maria Hamill, and I am the Learning Programs Coordinator with Veterans Upward Bound. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to chat about workshops, please feel free to email me. I have my email on the screen here. So today we're going to go over why leadership styles are important. We'll take a leadership style quiz to determine your specific style, and then we'll discuss each of those styles in depth. So getting right into it, why are leadership styles important to know? According to Bradford Glasser, having an awareness of your leadership style can allow you to communicate better, assess other people's needs, and forge productive relationships. It can help you identify your strengths and weaknesses as a leader, and it can also determine which situations your specific leadership style works best in. And it helps you identify how to communicate better with others. So we're going to take a moment to take this leadership style quiz. This quiz is developed by Hershey and Blanford Situational Leadership Model. So you can either pause my video here and pick out a piece of scrap paper and jot down your answers, or I have also included a PDF of this quiz in the email of this workshop. So either option's fine. So for this quiz, in situations below on the screen or in the PDF, you can make a decision. You have to make a decision that will affect you and your team. Indicate which one of the four actions, A, B, C, or D, you'll most likely take by writing the corresponding letter next to the action in the space provided. So A is you let the members of the group decide what to do. B, ask the group members what to do, but make your decision. C, make the decision yourself, but explain your reasons. D, make the decision yourself, telling the group exactly what to do. So you're going to go 1 through 8 and pick which letter corresponds with how you feel that you would handle each situation. So again, feel free to pause this video, take the quiz, and I'm just going to go to the next slide. So now that we have took the quiz here, calculate the number of A, B, C, or D responses that you have put on the 8 situations below, and then record your total. So if you have a higher number of A's, you lean more towards delegating leadership style. Higher number of B's, supporting leadership style. Higher number of C's, coaching leadership style. Higher number of D's, directing leadership style. So whatever the highest number you have, this is a leadership style you most likely lean more towards, and we're going to go into each of those more in depth. Again, this is a quiz adapted from the Hershey-Blanford Situational Leadership Model. So before we get into all of the leadership styles, I want to mention that no style here is right or wrong. Many of them all have different strengths or weaknesses for different situations and environments. And we're really today just learning about how you can use your style to achieve specific outcomes, and also be aware of the different strengths and weaknesses each style comes with. I also want to mention that when I dig deeper into each of these styles, I will likely refer to individuals or examples as employees or leaders or bosses, but I want to mention that each style can be used in different situations other than the workplace. So you could use it in your community, in your friend group, but to be easy, I'm just going to use employees and leader as when referring to individuals. So the four leadership styles, again, are directing, delegating, supporting, and coaching. So first up is directing leadership style. This style, the leader provides specific instructions for a task, and they closely supervise the task until completion. And the communication style is largely one way, so it's largely from the leader to the employee or the subordinate. There is not really a channel of communication where the employee can make suggestions to the leader. It's mostly just leader to employee. So some pros and cons of directing leadership style. Pros, it's a very structured environment and there's a lot of clarity in the role expectations, so the employees know exactly what's expected of them, what they should be doing, and there's also consistency in this style. So again, the individuals know what tasks they should be doing and how it should be done because of that structured environment. However, there is a lack of creativity among the leader and the employees, so there's not a lot of room for new ideas to be had, or not a lot of collaboration either among the employees or the leader. So it's mostly just, this is the task, let's get it done. In regards to that, employees rely on the leader for direction. So if, let's say, one task is completed, they rely on the leader to look to them to see what task do I now need to do or what's next on our task list. So there's not a lot of creativity along that as well. Next up is delegating leadership style. So the leader will explain the bigger picture to the employees and then they trust them to follow through with the task. This is a very efficient way of leadership, and it also helps with team development. So the employees themselves can work amongst each other or even with themselves to learn something new. So again, the leader will provide the big picture, but then turns over all the control to the employees, and they trust that the employee will get it done. And this allows the individual to make task-related decisions. So pros and cons with this one. The pros are the leader now has more time and ability to focus on higher level tasks for their position alone instead of monitoring the individuals below them. It does give the employees the ability to learn and develop new skills because they're being relied upon to complete the task. It develops trust between workers and improves communication. And it also improves efficiency, productivity, and time management. However, delegating does not eliminate responsibility, so the leader must communicate with the employees to make sure that the task that they have been assigned to the employee is getting done. It doesn't just eliminate that responsibility. It also results in a loss of control from the leader since that task is now put off onto the employee's hands. And it does require a lot of mentorship and time for the leader to explain to the individual this is exactly what they're looking for, and also that trust level of trusting that the employee will get it done. Supporting leadership style. The leader will delegate tasks to the employee, but they support the individual until the task is completed, so through the entire process. And the leader will work with the individual until the individual feels empowered enough to handle the task without any supervision. And there's a large focus on training to make sure that the individual does feel that they're comfortable with completing the task. There's also a lot of communication with this style, as the leader will ask for input from the team, any suggestions or criticism that they have. Some pros of supporting leadership style. Often this type of style creates loyalty among the team and organization because they feel like they're being heard and feel like they're being valued from the leader. This style is really good for long-term development amongst the team members because the leaders ensuring that the team members feel as though that they know exactly what's expected of them for the task that they have at hand. So this is really good for long term in that they feel comfortable with the task itself and making sure that they're doing a good job at it. This style also provides support in stressful situations, as they know that they have the leader on their side and that they can communicate any issues with the leader. However, teams may become dependent upon the leader to progress tasks. So, although the leader is helping them throughout the process, the employee can often go back to the leader and use them almost as a crutch for any issues that they may be having, and relying on the leader to answer all of those questions instead of just coming up with the answers themselves as employees. Also, the responsibility lines can be blurred when the leader steps in for support. So there might be a time where the leader steps in for help, and then down the line, if that issue arises again, the employee might think, do I need to ask the leader for this problem, or is this something I can handle myself? So the responsibility lines are becoming blurred. All right, coaching leadership style. This is used in a high performance, high collaborative environment, and it's achieved by unlocking and tapping into the individual's potential. So in this style, everyone, including the leader, is working on the issue together. There's a lot of trust and safety, active listening, and feedback amongst the team, as in the leader and the employees. And it's also high focus on learning and development. So this is really great. It produces an enjoyable work environment from the employees and the leader because everyone's working together. There's a lot of camaraderie. And also employees know what's expected of them for this style, because the leader has a lot of communication amongst the entire team. It also can increase personal skill sets, and it's also really great for handling times of change amongst the organization or the group, because there is that high level of communication amongst the leader and the employees that they feel as though everyone knows what's going on. However, it does take time for this method to become effective, so we need to have everybody on board with the communication level, and it also requires a very skilled leader to handle this type of style because of the communication level and the camaraderie. All right, so here are those 4 different styles, all in kind of this graphic here, and they have it described as the difference between supporting behavior and directive behavior. So what I mean by that is, if you think back to, let's say, the delegating method down at the bottom left-hand corner in green. So this method has a low supportive and low directive behavior. So if you remember, when the leader hands off the projects, there's not a lot of support there. They give some kind of high overview of what they're expecting, but there's not really very much directive behavior. They're not helping out within the project itself. They're just kind of, okay, hands off, please get it done. So you can see through this graph here, so there's higher supportive behavior up at top and higher directive behavior at the bottom right, and that's correlates to everything that we just discussed in the former slides here. But this is just in a graphic. If you'd like to learn more about the different styles that we talked about today, please feel free to check out this website. It has a lot of great information about the 4 different leadership styles, and it's really just kind of cool to learn more about yourself and how you are as a leader. And I will include this link here in the email body of the workshop, so you can access it when you feel. As always, thank you for your time. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us at Veterans Upward Bound through email, website, or phone number. I have them listed here on the screen. Thank you, and I hope that you learned a little bit more about yourself and your leadership style.